guilty finding, except when you're thinking of like the criminal justice field, guilty is beyond a reasonable doubt or they pled to it, right? Okay, this is the civil system. So founded is preponderance, just barely enough to tip that scale, like 51%. Okay, hearsay goes in child welfare. In court, you can testify to what somebody said. Inconclusive means that there's some evidence to support what the allegations are, not enough to say that it happened. Unfounded is not saying nothing happened, it's just saying we couldn't find the evidence to support what the allegations were. Okay, and then we have to do these other safety risk assessments. If there's something marked yes on the safety assessment, we have to do something about it. Sometimes it's simple as writing a plan, like this person is not, they're going to leave the home and this person's going to make sure that they don't come back. If they do, they're going to do X, Y, Z. You know, sometimes it's just making a plan that if the family is willing to agree to it. Sometimes we're doing services, like whatever that family might need for services. And then all the way up to the worst thing, we're taking the kids out of the home. I cannot decide on my own that I'm going to take a kid. I don't have that authority. So if I have gone out and done an assessment on a family and I feel like it's out of control safety and I need to do something about it, I have to call a judge and plead my case as to why I think that, and then the judge is going to make the decision of whether they're going to give me custody or not. Sometimes law enforcement is at house, they're arresting both parents, there's no caregiver. Sometimes we're getting custody from an officer.
And where do you take them when you pull them out of the home? Let's say it's at night. Where do you take them?
Well, it depends on how quickly we find a placement, because sometimes it takes a long time, especially if you have really challenging kids with a lot of behaviors. A lot of people just, they're not equipped, they can't handle it. So it can take a long, we usually take them back to the department and we have other teams working on finding a placement. Sometimes it's as simple as, you know, we found this really appropriate family member really quickly, like grandma is like on scene and totally appropriate. She's got no child welfare history, she's got no criminal history. You know, we can do a kinship placement. And kinship is not just like biological relationship, it's also like a really close type relationship. Like maybe you have this neighbor that you're really close to, you consider them family, kinship, okay? And then foster also. So it's just until you find a placement that is able to take that child or children. Because sometimes you have sibling groups, you got like 6 kids. Like you're gonna work hard to try to keep them together, so it can take a lot longer to find a place. But usually you're taking them back to the department until you can figure that out. So I was talking a little bit about severity levels, like minor, and then we have it all the way down to fatal. We have an open fatality right now. Okay, so I feel like we've talked about this. That's the court, this is permanency. Here's some data. So referrals, that's calls being made to the hotline. It's also reports that we receive through a fax from community members. We also have a fax box for law enforcement to send reports to. Okay, so we're in Mesa County. Like some people think of Mesa County as kind of like small, and then when you see these numbers, they're like, oh gosh. But you gotta think like Colburn, Loma, Matt, like DeBeck. It's a large area to cover. So it's almost $5,000.
No.
5,000 referrals in 2018. We assigned about 1,400 of those for a caseworker to go out and further assess what's going on. Sometimes you're getting duplicate because this kid is seeing like multiple people throughout the day, and so you'll get like 4 reports on the same incident. So I don't know if that assignment rate looks kind of low to you compared to how many calls were made. So confirmed means that founded finding. 821 of those 1,400, and we had 2 fatalities in 2018. And this is a little bit older, but you know, in August of 2017, 12 children were removed from their home. So thinking about the population here and how many calls we're getting, it's not a huge number. I mean, but 266 kids in foster care seems like a big number. Okay, so here's our hotline number, 242-1211, we're available 24/7. You know, if you can't remember the number, you Google it. If you call the state number, they're gonna transfer you to us. Yeah, just make the call. Like sometimes you're just concerned, you wanna talk it over. Because you're calling the hotline doesn't mean you're making a report. I have people call just to chat about something. Do you think I need to make a report? This is what is going on. We can just talk about it. Okay? Not at 2 a.m. Like, you know. Sometimes I have to pick the phone at night and I'm like, oh my gosh, I don't want to have this conversation. No, I'm not an Uber. I'm not going to come pick you up. Do you guys have any questions? Hey, who's going to go home and drink? I know, like this is supposed to pump you up, like I'm gonna protect kids and I'm gonna, you know,
Who's
make them
gonna go
more.
home and
And some people are like, I'm gonna go home and drink. So, I'm sorry if it's kind of a downer for your night, but.
Gotta keep our kitties safe,
Exactly,
guys.
Exactly. I appreciate your
Sorry,
attention
it's
and
not
questions.
Thank you
She's
so
all
much.
here.
Yeah.
I appreciate it.